What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is gonna be your review for Chasing Atlanta season. What we on season 5, episode 3, 4, 5, 4, season 4, episode 3. So we start this episode off. We got Q out in LA working, honey. He said that he just landed and he is already booking gigs. He is doing AfterBuzz. And he's got Paris and Zell from Love and Hip Hop Hollywood on there. So he is working, honey, and it's looking good for Q. We see Q call Lauren, and they must not have been the power 3. Look like they the power of none now, because he ain't know Lauren was in China and she ain't know he was in LA. And I just don't understand somebody that you friends with like that and y'all so cool or whatever, but y'all making life changes on that level, and the one don't know, the other one don't know, and I'm just thinking to myself, well, how in the world did that break down? But whatever. I mean, we're gonna find out about Oliver and Q. We're gonna get to that later. But they're just sort of catching up, and basically, I'm in LA doing my thing, and Lauren said, listen, she keeps saying moving to China, but she's just gone for 30 days. To figure out some things and work through some stuff. And she said she thought about going to LA, but she said that she's afraid of being alone and that she really needs to work on some stuff. And I think what Lauren did was the equivalent of jumping in the deep end of the pool when you can't swim. It's like I have a fear. I know I don't know how to swim, but I'm going to force myself to learn. And so, yeah, it'd have been cute or whatever for her to go to LA, but for her to go to the other side of the world for a whole month without her family during the holidays, I think she was really just kind of trying to see what she could, and see where her limitations were. And it looks like she's doing some big things over there. We saw some footage of her going to different hair factories. She says she's having some conversations with a lot of these big businessmen, and it's really making her just really realize that, yes, I made a lot of mistakes when I was young, but now it's time for me to step it up, get my shit together, and make sure that this time it's going to be right, And I've given, like I told y'all before, I've given Lauren some shit in the past. I mean, it's a couple of videos on my page. You can find them. I didn't give Lauren some shit. But, at the end of the day, none of us are perfect. We make mistakes. And I just hope at this point she learning from them. And it sounds like she really is trying to put some effort into doing better and really building her brand. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't mad about it. Then we see, I'm gonna try to go by my notes here, child. Then we see Dominique and his boyfriend. Listen, there's so many things wrong with this situation. Okay, so first of all, they're going through that. First of all, I saw you, Dominique, pouring that Jack Daniels apple up in that drink. I saw you. I could see Jack Daniels from 20,000 feet away, child. I could see Jack Daniels. Anyway, they're sitting down going over their goals for 2020. I guess they have it's not a vision board per se, but it's, and they said they meet, they talk periodically about their goals. So let me just talk about a few of these things. So the first thing he says to the boyfriend is, so how's everything going with you becoming a personal trainer? And the boyfriend was like, he said, because I know you said that's what you want to do is be a personal trainer. So my first question is, what the boyfriend do now? And he's trying to be a personal trainer. And his response was, yeah, I'm working on it. That's why I went to the gym today. That's how you become a personal trainer? You just go to the gym? Okay. Then he said something about playing volleyball, getting back to his love. And so were you a volleyball player? And there ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm just asking. Like, is that what you used to do? You was a volleyball player? Are you trying to do like rec volleyball? Are you trying to get on like a semi-pro volleyball team? And again, I'm not playing. I'm not being shady. I'm just asking. I don't know. You know what? On second thought, that might not have been Jack Daniels. That might have been like Jim Beam or something. I don't know, but it was some dark liquor, child. Some dark liquor. Then he said something about he ready to get married. And the boyfriend was like, well, you got to meet my mama. You ain't met my mama yet. They've been dating for 7 years. And Dominique said, well, your mother know who I am. She know about me. But then Dominique says, my boyfriend not even out the closet. Fucking confused. How the mama know who you are and know about you if the boy ain't out the closet, if his family don't know he gay? Then he said, well, I know I'm a little different. I'm a little bit out of the box. So, I just, basically he's scared of being rejected. And I could get that. But how about this, boyfriend? Before you bring your boyfriend home to meet your mama, you might want to let your mama know you gay. And I'm not sitting here trying to make light of that. I know that is a serious situation, and I know there's a lot of anxiety and fear attached to that. But you telling this man that he got to go home and meet your mama before y'all can get married, but your mama don't even know. But it don't. Then we find out that Dominique was put out the house when he was 16, and he basically has become self-made. And he has some issues, and every time he wants to go back home to sort of talk to his family and talk to his mother about what happened, he sort of chickens out. And again, I don't want to use the word chicken out, but he backs out. And again, I understand that. He said, at this point, I am who I am. I did this in spite of, what my mother did to me, putting me out the house. And, it's a conversation that needs to be had, but it definitely is going to have to happen when he's ready to have it. Like, that's not something you can make happen. It has to be done when you're ready to have it. So that was just a very interesting situation. It's a very interesting situation. Then we see Lil Kendra in this wonderful lip sync. I mean performance. Okay. Now Lil Kendra looked good. That bodysuit was banging, boo. It was banging. And I like her music. I really do. It's just her attitude that be doing a lot. Okay. Then we had Oliver having brunch with his mama. He invited the mama over. Listen, I quote in my notes right here in capital letters, love Mama Twixt. When I tell y'all I love his mama, I love his mama. So first of all, she came in the door using her key. And Oliver was like, okay, I really could have been up in my bedroom getting bust down, and you just rolled up in here with your key. Like, that is not why you have a key. That is for emergency purposes only. You knock and wait for me to answer the door, mama. You can't just be walking up in here. You don't know what's going on. And she was like, boy, bye. Where's my lunch? Okay? Boy, bye. And then Oliver slides in there how he's starting a seasoning line with, I think it was Chef Holly, I think is the person's name, which is actually already available. You can find all that information on his website. Then they got to talking about Oliver's mom was actually in a car accident where she was T-boned by a drunk driver. And Oliver was sort of in his feelings because he was like, listen, because his mother told the people at the hospital, like, don't call my son until we have some information. I know he hasn't, he gets anxious. I know it's a lot, and I don't want you to call him until you know something. And Oliver's thing was like, I get it, I understand. But at the end of the day, like, legit, that could have been the last conversation I had with you. And you would have robbed me of that. And then he got really emotional and upset about, you out here minding your damn business. And because somebody decided to have one too many drinks, but thought they were still good to get home. Where we got all this out here. We got the Ubers, we got the Lyfts, you got friends. Bartenders will call you a cab. You can get cabs for free. Like, there are way too many options out here for us to be careless. And let me be clear, I will point the finger at myself. Have there been times where I probably should have made a different decision? Maybe. I was never that drunk but y'all know what I'm talking about. But I think we all need to take a deeper look at the decisions that we make, because you never understand how they're going to affect others. I was in a hit and run a couple of weeks ago, and I believe it was either a drunk driver or the person didn't have a license or something like that. And anyway, it could have been worse. It wasn't, thank God. Oliver, your mama like my mama. My mother is the same way. When I was in college, it used to irritate my soul when stuff would be going on and my mother wouldn't call me and tell me, and I would find out from other ways, and my mother would be like, well, I knew you had a test and I didn't want you upset. Well, I knew you had exams coming up and I didn't want you upset. Well, you couldn't come home anyway. It was nothing you could do from down there. And I'm like, but mama, first of all, people are going to call me and tell me. So the last thing I need is to be hearing about my family business in them streets. Let me know what's going on. So Oliver, my mama, your mama, I get it. But then they got to talking about the Q situation. And we finally get the T on the Q situation. Now, let me say this. Here's what it sounded like had happened. Word on the street was that Q was homeless. Okay? That was word on the street. Now, we know Q was in a relationship. I don't know if they broke up and Q got put out. I don't know if it was you didn't pay your rent thing. I don't even know if it's true. It could have just not even been what really had happened. But Oliver said that that it kept coming to him, that the rumors kept coming around to him, and he was curbing them, and he was curbing them, and he was curbing them. But at a certain point, he sort of had to address it, and he didn't know how to go to Q with it, so he went to someone else to try to get some advice, and that person went to Q and made it seem like Oliver was out here telling Q's business. Now, let me say this, and I think Oliver acknowledges that he handled it, that he could have handled it better, but Q ain't really trying to talk to him yet. Let me say this, Oliver, and then the person he went to was Q's business manager. Oliver, what made you think that man wasn't going to go back to Q and tell Q what you said? And if I'm him, I'm going to Q with the same energy. I'm going to be like, Oliver is out here telling your business. Because as far as where he was sitting, that's kind of how it came out. I mean, I don't know how y'all conversation went down, but you're coming to me instead of going to him saying, listen, friend, now you said that you and Q spent every day together and y'all talked all the time. I don't understand why it was so hard for you to say, look, friend, word on the street is you living in your car. Now, whether you are or not, it's not my business, but as your friend, I need to know how to... first of all, I need to let you know what's being said. So somebody telling your business, that's not me. And two, how we handling this, friend? I mean, are we whooping people's ass on site? Is it a lie? Is it true? Do you need the couch? Do you need a couch? If y'all was friends like that, boo, I got a couch right here. What's up? I ain't got a couch. I got a floor. We can go down to Walmart and get you an air mattress. What's good? So I feel like from the story I'm getting, I understand why Q was upset. And then understand that if the rumors are true, he's probably embarrassed. So there's that, right? But Mama Twixt, gave some good advice. And Mama Twixt basically said at the end of the day, listen, you can't make him talk. He ain't gonna talk till he's ready to talk. So if and when he's ready to talk and have a conversation, then y'all can have a conversation. But until then, you can't make that man say nothing he don't want to say to you. But then, listen, Mama Twixt said, and until then, 2 tears in a bucket. Fuck it. I said, ah! And then Oliver said, but if he come at me sideways, but she said, but don't do that, go out here telling people business, like y'all was friends. Ain't no need for you to go out here telling nobody's, telling y'all's business. What happened was between y'all is what happened between y'all. Baby. Oliver said, but what about, but if I ain't gonna come from him unless he come for me, baby. Mama Twixt said, oh yeah, the Empire Strikes Back. Oliver, tell your mama I'm stealing it. That's my line. I'm stealing it. The Empire Strikes Back, boo. What? Oh, if you come for me, I'm coming for you. Anyway, so that was a cute scene to see Oliver with his mom and to see their relationship. I mean, I ain't that comfortable around my mama, but y'all have a real good relationship. And it's, when I say that comfortable, I mean, me and my mama have a really good relationship. But baby, I ain't comfortable enough to be cussing and stuff, child. But it's clearly, y'all's relationship, and that's cool. So then we had the brunch over to the Oliver Twixt place, and Rico spelled with a K, Dominique and Troy came. So first of all, Dominique, first they had the whole conversation about, have you ever been with a woman? What was it like? No, yes, maybe. Rico, who I'm not surprised at all, said he was with a woman and he ain't opposed to doing it again. Troy said he been with a woman. Dominique even said he been with a woman. Then they got to talking about, well, did you go down on her? And nah, we ain't do all of that. Now Rico with a K was like, and I'll do it again. Now poor Oliver was like, well, I ain't gonna say poor Oliver, but Oliver was like, I ain't never seen no parts of it. He said, I don't know who the hell I was since I saw Usher when I was 4 years old singing Nice and Slow. And I was like, nice and slow, right on over here. I said, okay. I mean, I can't be mad about it. So then they got to talking about Lil Kendra. And Oliver was like, see, we was having a good time. We was kikiing, kakan, and all that good stuff. While all of a sudden now, why we have to bring up Lil Kendra? So Troy was just once again talking about, well, Lil Kendra's upset with you. I know you heard the diss track. Oliver was like, oh, my love letter? Because she must be a fan because she is spending so much energy on me. I mean, it's a love letter. Like, she must love me, And he said he heard the song and, whatever, it was what it was, But Oliver was like, at the end of the day, I have reached out to Lil Kendra. I have excuse me, I have tried to talk to Lil Kendra. I even tried to put some money in Lil Kendra's pocket when she got out of jail. I gave her an opportunity to perform with me. It was a paid gig. She ain't show up. He said the last thing I heard, Wayne the Pain was supposed to be coming by to bring me the contract for the song so that we could release the song, and we was going to, finalize the arrangements for this performance. And he was like, so at the end of the day, even if you mad at me, why you giving up on money? Like, that's stupid. Like, if you're about your business and you about, doing what you got to do, why you leaving money on the table? And I feel the same way. Like, I ain't got to like you at all, but baby, it's business. This is business, boo. This is business. So, Lil Kendra, you gonna let your hate for Oliver get in the way of a check and some exposure. That was a sold out show with who knows who was in the audience, right? Like, you and Oliver ain't got to be friends for you to do all of that. But I mean, whatever, your business, not mine. Then they got on the conversation of Lauren. Listen, I'm so sick of Troy and Lauren and the situation from the reunion. Yes, I do think that Q was wrong for coming after Troy's friend, but Lauren didn't do it. And then Dominique, of course, had to throw his 2 cents in about his sister and them damn. Listen, first of all, them two stories don't have nothing to do with each other other than the common denominator is Lauren's boyfriend, who she's no longer even with. I could see if Lauren was still with this man, caping for him. Lauren ain't with this dude no more. So why does it matter? Like, clearly, even if y'all felt like at the time Lauren was caping for this man, because that was her man at the time, clearly she has moved on and she's realized, you know what? Maybe that's not who I need to be associating myself with. So your beef is with him, not Lauren. And Dominique, dude, you in this 2-year-old story with your sister and the couch, and I'm so sick of you telling that story. First of all, that ain't even your story to tell, okay? And second of all, I'm gonna need you at a certain point to just be over it, because it seems like your sister is. I just feel like she over it. I just do. And then Oliver's petty ass go get on the phone and say, well, since everybody got so much to say about Lauren, let's call Lauren. Oliver gonna call Lauren ass all the way down to the China, honey. It was 2:30 in the morning, and Lauren answers the phone. Hello. Crickets. Ain't nobody had nothing to say. Matter of fact, Dominique called her London. That's not her name. Lauren. Lauren. Anyway, so that was the brunch. So next thing you know, y'all, we have Troy's Christmas party over to the apartment. Q, why you set that boy up like that? How you gonna invite somebody? First of all, you lied to him and told him it was a networking event. No, it wasn't. It was a get-together. I think y'all call it down in the A kickback. It was a get-together over somebody's house for Christmas. That was not a networking event. There was nobody there to network with. Maybe for the exception of Oliver. What we networking about? Then he get there thinking it's a networking event. Hell, he on time. You don't show up, and not only do you not show up, you don't even give Troy the courtesy of calling him saying, look, Troy, I invited a friend of mine who just moved to Atlanta, and he ain't just moved to no damn Atlanta. He'd have been on 5 shows already. He ain't just moved nowhere. But anyway, friend of mine who just moved to Atlanta, and I invited him to come through, but I'm in LA, and I'm not going to be able to make it. Travis gets to the door. Troy answers the door, and Troy is like, yes. And Travis just rolls right on up in there like, what's up? Hey, you don't know that that's Troy's house. You don't know that Troy is the host. You don't know nothing. You just rolled on up in there. And, so Troy sits there, and Troy tried to be real nice about it, but basically Troy was like, who is you? And why are you here? But they end up having a conversation and realize that, okay, so Q didn't let me know what the get down was. So they talk or whatever, and when it got to Oliver's name, Travis sort of kind of was like, yeah, I know Oliver. So I was like, well, what's that about? Like, is there some beef there between you and Oliver? Like, what's good with that? Then Lil Kendra and Wayne the Pain show up, and Dominique and all of them show up. So they're talking or whatever. And of course, Lil Kendra had to give her whole little spiel about why she don't fuck with Oliver, why she got beef with Oliver. And she said that it's not about the fact that the Power 3 did this live and they told all her business. It goes back to Miami and some shit that she said, that Oliver said to We Were Born, and Kendra never had an opportunity to address it. Then Kendra said when she called him from jail, she was talking, and it was a conversation between just the two of them. And when Oliver repeated it, Oliver was talking about, basically repeating what the conversation was, and made it seem like Lil Kendra was complaining or whatever. So anyway, she just mad. So Oliver gets there, and Troy, intercepts him in the parking lot and says, look, Kendra's here, and I was wrong about why she was mad. She's not mad about this. She's really mad about that. And Oliver was like, listen, I don't care. He was like, I can speak, I can be cordial, and I'm gonna have a good time. And she's like, well, he said, well, she said she's open to a conversation. Do you want to talk to her now? And he was like, no, I don't. Like, we're at a Christmas party. I'm here to have a good time. I will acknowledge her, and then I will continue on with my evening. And of course, Oliver walked in and was loud and wanted to be seen and wanted her to see him. And Kendra, let me tell you something. Because this is who I used to be. I used to be this person. And Kendra, let me tell you something. And I don't know if we the same sign or not, girl. I'm a Cancer. I was the kind of person, I would be mad at somebody, and when I say I would have an attitude, listen, I got an attitude, and I cannot speak to you, and I can roll my eyes and cut my eyes, and I could be in my feelings. And here's what ends up happening. I end up having a miserable time, and the person that I'm mad at, one, probably don't even know I'm mad at them. Two, don't give a fuck. And that's exactly what went down. Kendra went she was in a funky mood, rolling her eyes, sucking her teeth, sitting in the corner, sulking with her drink or whatever. And Oliver was the life of the damn party. And the more she sulked, the louder he got, because he knew it was irritating the fuck out of her, right? And then they were playing Family Feud, and Kendra threw out a little comment that was meant at Oliver. Oliver was like, okay, and I'm done. I'm done entertaining y'all. I'm done with it. I've done what I came to do. And I'm moving on. And I'm going to have me a good time. Okay? That's what it is. So then somehow or another, Travis is going to broker a peace summit between the two of them. And Oliver says, hi, Kendra. How are you? And Kendra says, hey, Olivia, or whatever. And Oliver was like, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you can't call me by my name. You can't address me by my name. He was like, see, it's okay for her to misgender me, but if I misgender her, then the whole world gonna jump down my throat. And you right, that's what it's gonna be, and that's just that. It is what it is. And so the conversation really didn't go anywhere. Travis tried to broker this peace deal, honey. Lil Kendra really wasn't trying to make no peace. That's just really what it boiled down to. And that really wasn't the right time or place to have the conversation. Like, it really wasn't. And then Oliver left, honey, and that was pretty much it. So that was the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I know that's a long review, but shit, it was a long episode. The hell? All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.